Hey everybody, how you doing? Jeeves here, your old composer here, and I'm bringing something new to the channel. Well, it's not really new because I started off this channel with listening to music from bands and artists, and then really got involved in video games. But I wanted to kind of cycle back a little bit, and I wanted to bring some nostalgia. I want to call this a little cup of coffee and nostalgia. And in this case, I go back into the 80s. This is kind of a Gen X superpower point in music. Is the 80s, early 90s kind of thing. So nostalgia-wise, I'm going to be listening to a band I've already heard. Love this song. The band's called Mr. Mister, and the song is called Broken Wings. And one of the beautiful things about this track for me personally was the use of the voicings of the pads. And those are those soft, or not really in this case, kind of a analog sounding strings, if you would, that open the songs and actually escort the song pretty much in its ambient and ethereal journey. And they use a configuration, if you would, in their chords that always leave you a little bit unresolved. So in the case of music, people know this could be the second or the fourth or the octave above the seventh, the ninth that's added to a chord that always seems to yearn for some kind of resolution. Like, will it ever finish? In this case, what I love about the song is by the use of these chords, it really pulls a little harder, I believe, on the soul. Of course, great melody, incredibly fun hook. It sounds fantastic. And I also love some of the answer back by what I would consider a little bit of a MIDI stacked bell kind of back and forth stuff. But we'll talk about that when we get into the song, because that's what I do now. I listen to the song, bring you a little bit of something to listen to at the beginning, and then I break in the middle. Let's talk about it. So guys, let's do this. This is coffee and nostalgia. This is Mr. Mister Broken Wings. So let's do this. All right. And what a classic bass line, right?
Baby, don't understand why we can't just hold on to each other's hands.
Love this bit.
This time might be the last I fear, unless I make it all too clear. I need you so. Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to live so free. When we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and let us in. Take these broken wings.
What a great chord change getting back into that verse, man.
Baby, think tonight we can take what was wrong and make it right.
I love what he does with his voice here.
Baby, it's all I know, that you're half of the flesh and blood that makes me whole. I need you so.
Okay, so before we go on and get into the second hook for the track, one of the other things that I find really unique about this is, I had mentioned at the beginning that when that bass came in, it was an automatic call to. You heard that bass. For me, like I said, I kind of powered into the beauty of that analog string chords, you know, the voicing, that was my call into the song personally. But to a lot of people was that bass line. As a matter of fact, I found some video, and it's kind of neato, that there's some young bass players I saw, doing bass covers of the song. because it's just that kind of, reach out, simple yet powerful kind of bass line. But one of the things that's unique about this is the shaker. The shakers, the emphasis, the accent of that part of the shaker, the arrangement, is kind of on a lift part of the arrangement, with the rhythm and stuff. So that kind of keeps you kind of in a little bit of a forward, constant, like I've said earlier on, looking for more, wanting to get a little more into the track and stuff like that. And then, of course, you saw me doing this. Those are the classic 80 claps. I could have come from an SP1200 or a Linn drum or something. And now they have a little bit of percussion that kind of is like a super lo-fi kind of vibe. And of course, his voice, his voice and his tone and his performance. I've seen live videos of this. It's just unreal. And so, and also in this last part of the arrangement we just heard, I love the addition of the muted guitar in the rhythm. All right, I'm enough. Let's keep going.
So take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to live so free. And when we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and let us in. Yeah, let us
Love this little arrangement here too. Classic production move right here. Pull it back.
baby, it's all I know.
Little chicken skin.
That you're half of the flesh and blood that makes me whole. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to live so free. And when we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and let us in. Take these broken wings. You got to learn to fly, learn to live and love so free. And when we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up for us and let us in. Yeah,
I love that little bass line. Get it? Such a classic, yeah, guys? Don't you agree? For those of you who, you Gen Xers, boomers, or anybody alive that remember Mr. Mister and Broken Wings and everything, and oops, my bad. I suck. Pressed the wrong button. This was just a classic hit, and it had power to it. Of course, the Song of Love. And another thing that was kind of fun to listen to is the fact that, I don't know if this track was written maybe in a studio first with a musician, maybe doing, the keyboard part first and the bass line. At first, when I first heard the bass line, it sounded like, it reminded me of a DX7 keyboard bass line. But I'm definitely not going to go there. I don't know anything about it. It sounds like a real bass. Just nostalgic wise, me as a composer, I was like, that sounded a little like. And then even when the drummer comes in, his role is very minimal, except from, I did watch a live video of this a few days ago. They got me all charged up to do this song tonight. And, he's playing, obviously live he's playing, but there also is, everybody right now is going, oh my God, they're playing to backing tracks and whatever. Sometimes you had songs starting with things that if you didn't have the right samples or something, especially back in the day, you run a backing track. But But I just love the track flat out. That's all there is to it. And once again, I just go back to the fact that I just love the chord changes. I love when they come out of the bridge, you know, where I was saying, hey, I really like that arrangement. It goes da 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 da, and they bring us right back into that first chord where the verse was. That was kind of, and also remember I said, here comes that classic production move where they pull everything back, they take the drums away, and the only thing that's left is the shaker, and he goes right back into the third verse before the hook out. This was an era also when hooks were heavily focused on. You know, A&R guys, record companies was, where's the hook? Where's the hook? We've got to have the hook at least 3 times in, you know, a minute and a half for radio. And boy, did they serve it up. Anyhow, I hope you dug this. I had a blast. I always have a blast listening to music. And as I'm doing this now a couple years later, I realized, God, why haven't I started something like this earlier? You know, just make it kind of fun. A little nostalgia, a little cup of coffee. Your support, thank you so much. If you're still here, you type down in the bottom, I'm still here. You want to support the channel, buy me a cup of coffee. Links are down below. Check me out. Making a mess out of video games. Also, I go live on Twitch a couple times a week, but then I'll post it here. You can see what I do here is what I do here. I hope you guys have a killer weekend. Take care. All right.